as symbols. Light and darkness, white and black, represent opposites. And the white in this particular context represents the gospel, so the black would quite likely represent the opposite of the gospel. This would be the absence of the gospel. And it's interesting, the gospel often can be given in food language. You feed spiritually when you receive the gospel. Here you have the absence of spiritual food. It's interesting, the three crops of Palestine in the Middle East are mentioned. That's grapes, they are olives, and there is grain. And I had something to say about that when we were passing various farmers' fields in Turkey. Shall we have a look at that?
Okay.
Yeah. We were driving along the road from ancient Thyatira toward ancient Sardis, and we came past this incredible vineyard, and I just had to stop. Let me show you these incredible grapes that we have here. This is an amazingly productive area to grow grapes, to grow olive oil. We've seen olive trees all day, and of course it was also a good place to grow grain. Now in the time of John, you may remember the third seal talks about there being a shortage of grain, but the oil and the wine are not being harmed. That was actually a reality at the time that Revelation was written. You see, the farmers here in the province at the time came to realize that if they exported olive oil and exported wine, they could make a lot more money than growing grain for the local people. And so they were exporting the olive oil and exporting the wine and growing less and less grain. The price of grain went way up and the poor people were starving. The situation was so severe that the Emperor Domitian attempted to intervene. And he ordered that they would go back to the situation that was there before, that there'd be more bread made for the people. There was rebellion among the farmers. They refused to accept this. And in spite of the emperor's interposition, even he didn't have the power to change the situation. So this is another example of how the greed of the moneyed classes sometimes can terribly hurt the poor.